Good morning, students. Good morning to all. So, on last day, we have studied about the demand. Have you remember anything about the demand, the meaning of demand, and also we have studied the characteristics of demand. And yesterday I gave the study portion also as the same only. Okay, just today also just we will remind about the demand and the characteristics of demand. So the demand is the essential for creation, survival, and profitability of farm. Right? If there is no demand, there is no need of creating the commodity and survival and profitability of farm. If a firm want to survive in their business world and if they want to earning more profitability, so the demand is essential, right? If there is no demand, so the producers or the industries also will not be in need of producing more our commodities. Okay, and on the basis of demand only, every business organizations also will be able to survive in their business activity. So if the creations of wealth or the creation of commodity is creating one of the farm utility. So on the basis of demand only we can increase or we can create some of the commodity. So the demand is the essential for the creation and survival and profitability of farm. So normally we will say the demand mean the need of a commodity, right? But in economics, demand is the demand means desire backed up by enough money to pay for the goods demanded. Otherwise, the demand in economics is the desire to possess something and the willingness and the ability to pay the certain price in order to possess it. If you want to purchase or if you want to possess some of the goods in our hand, we have to need some of the willingness and the ability to pay the money in certain price. Otherwise, even if there is more price, so without having the worry of the price, so we must having the ability to pay for that money and the willingness to have this commodities called as demand. Okay, so the demand is the desire to possess something and the willingness and the ability to pay the money in certain prices. Okay, normally if you want to get some of the commodities without having the ability to pay or the willingness to possess the commodity in our hand, so it is called just some of the wants. Okay, but it's a demand mean we must being in need of using that commodity with the ability to pay for that commodities in certain price level. Okay, so that is called demand. Next is some of the characteristics of demand also we have studied. So first one is the price. So demand is always related to the price because the price is determined on the basis of the demand only. Just to think, if there is more demand of commodity in a market, so the producers normally will fix higher prices. Okay, or on the basis of demand only the price also will be increased. But in the same time, so the buyer also will be thinking to reduce their demanded commodity when the price is increased. Okay, so at first if the price is increased without the demand, so the consumer will lose their desire to consume that commodities. Then on the basis of increasing price, the demand will be decreased. Okay, otherwise first the demand of the commodity is increased in this market, the price will be increased on the basis of increasing the commodity. Okay, so the demand is always related to the price. On the basis of the changes on the price only, the demand also will be changed, right? Next, time. So the demand always means demand per unit of time, per day, per week, per month. Because the demand for one particular commodity will always having the high demanded on the basis of that time only. So normally, for example, the stationery items, notebooks and pen and pencil, the stationery items will be high demanded when the schools or colleges opening. So maybe the June and July month. So because so many of the students will want to purchase that commodities, then their supply also will be higher and the demand also may be increased. Okay, so on the basis of the time only, the demand also will be increased. So demand for one commodity is related to the time basis. Okay, so suppose the commodity for so the demand for one commodities will be changed even the time to time. Time to time means so unit of time. Now the morning, the demand for the tea will be increased or it will be higher in morning and evening only. Okay, so the demand for the juice or the cooled items will be higher in the lunch time. So it is the unit of time. So the day, normally the non-veg, the demand for the non-veg will be higher in Sunday or some of the holidays. Okay, so per week mean the vegetables on the basis of the market, weekly market, some of the demand for the vegetables will be higher, other days it will be lower. Okay, so like that. So the time basis, the demand will be, the demand also will be changed on the time basis. Next, market. So demand is always related to the market and the buyer and seller. So if you are considering the buyer and seller, so we can take the same example of demand and supply. Suppose if there is more demand, the seller will be increasing the price of commodities. Okay, so the sellers only will be act as a dominant. But if the supply is more or there is less demand, the buyer only has the right to fixing the price of that commodities. If it is very low price, they will get more. Okay, and another thing is, so the market, the availability of number of market. Okay, in a society, more markets are there and all type of the commodities is able to purchasing in all the market, so the demand will be in low. Okay, and if there is less market and the availability of commodities also very low in any of the market, the price may be higher. Okay, so if there is more or more number of market, the demand will be in low. If there is less number of market, so the demand will be in higher. Okay, so on the basis of the number of market and the availability of the goods in this market, so the demand also will be changed. Next, amount. So amount also one of the dominant to making the demand. So the demand is always a specific quantity which the consumer is willing to purchase. Suppose if the consumer is ready to paying the money what the sellers are selling, if it is no problem. Otherwise, some of the action will be appear between the buyer and the seller. Okay, so normally the rationalized consumers will want to purchasing the consumer with a high equilibrium level. Okay, so the amount only will be deciding or it will be influence the demand of one commodity, right? Suppose if the sellers having the less amount for any of the commodities, the demand is always will be higher, and at the same time if it is lower, the demand may be less, right? Next, we have studied the demand function. So the demand function is nothing, already we have studied, the law of demand. The demand depends upon the price. How the demand for one commodity functioning on the basis of the price, change in the price. How the price is changing, on the basis of changing the price only, the demand also will be changed. This is called the demand function. The functioning of demand is basis on the or depends on the changes of price. So mathematically we can write that D is equal to F into P. So here D is the demand, F is the function, P is the price. So this demand will be determined and depending upon the functions of price. If the price is changed, so the demand also will be changed. On the basis of changing the price for that commodity, the demand also will be changed. If the price is increased, the demand will be decreased. If the price is decreased, the demand will be increased. Okay, good. Next, the law of demand. So the law of demand was first stated by the Augustine Cournot in 1838, but later it was refined and elaborated by Alfred Marshall. So law of demand, many times we have studied and I told as an example the law of demand only. So the law of demand says the quantity demand increases with a fall in price and diminishes with a rise in price. So if there is high price of the commodity, so the demand for one commodity will be decrease. If there is less or low price of the commodity, the demand will be increase. So we can come to know about one point. So there is inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded commodity, right? For explaining this assumption, by explaining this law of demand, we must accept some of the assumptions. So on the basis of this assumption only, so we can understand the law of demand. Otherwise the law of demand will be operates on the basis of these assumptions only. So first assumption is the income of the consumer remain constant. Okay, so even the demand for one commodity is increased or decreased, so the consumer's income must be remain constant. Okay, so the changes of demand of commodity is not affected the income. Okay, so income is always must be remain constant. Okay, even the increase of demand, the demand for the commodity is increased or decreased, the consumer income must be remain constant. Next, taste and habit preference of consumer also will be remain constant, because the demand is also determined on the basis of taste, habit and preference of the consumers, right? Suppose if the taste of the consumer to consuming any of the commodity is changed, so on the basis of changing, so the demand also will be changed. Okay, so the taste, habit, preference of the consumer also have to be constant when the changes of demand is increased. Okay, next, the price of other related goods should not change. Price of other related goods means, for example, instead of tea and the coffee, a tea or coffee, otherwise any of the two types of cool drinks, otherwise so the bike or any other company bikes. Okay, so the related goods means the substitute goods. If there is no chance to consuming one commodities, and when we are using the other commodities, if you are getting the satisfaction, that goods are considered as a substitute goods or the related goods. Okay, so the price of other related goods also have to be same. There is should not change, because if the price of other related goods is changed, so automatically the human be on the basis of human behavior, so they will go to consuming that related goods. Okay, so the price of other related goods also should not change. Next is no substitutes. No substitutes mean, so there is no substitutes mean, for example, we can take the same example, the tea or coffee. Okay, so normally we will want to drink tea or coffee. If there is no tea, we will normally use the coffee. Okay, so when the price of tea is increased, automatically we will go to the coffee. Okay, so in these situations, automatically the demand for one commodities will not affect the consumers. Okay, so there is should not be any substitute commodity for others commodity. Next, demand for commodity must be continuous. The demand for commodity must be continuous. Continuous means so the rise. Even if the price for even the demand for rice is increased, so we must sorry even the price of rice is increased, the demand for rice must be existing. Okay, so like that, even the increasing the price of commodity should not affect the demand for one same commodity. Okay, next, should not be change in quality of goods. Okay, there should not be any change in the quality of the commodities. If there is any change in quality of goods from other goods, so automatically the consumer will want to consume that quality goods. Okay, so there should not be any change in the quality of the commodities. What quality of commodity was produced, on the same quality only the commodities have to produce at till last. Now we can explain the law of demand by using the demand schedule. So now when we are seeing the demand schedule, we can easily understand about the law of demand. So in this diagram, in this schedule, so within one column the price is indicated. So in this next column the quantity demand is mentioned. Okay, so when the price for one commodity is 5 rupees, so the consumer will have in the quantity demanded as 1 unit. Okay, when the price of one commodity is 5 rupees mean, so we will consuming 1 unit of commodity. Okay, and next day, and sometimes so the price is decreased from 5 to 4, so the quantity demanded will be increased from 1 to 2 unit. Okay, so like that, so when the price is reduced to 3 from 4, so the quantity demanded of a same commodity will be increased from 2 to 3. Okay, like that, so when the price is 1, so the quantity demanded will be increased. Okay, so on the basis of, or when we are seeing this schedule, so we can come to know that is the relationship or the reverse. There is a inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded. If the price is increased, so the quantity demanded will be decreased. If the price is decreased, the quantity demanded will be increased. Okay, so price is more, demand of quantity demand of commodity is less. Okay, so there is the inverse relationship. And just you see that diagram. So in this x-axis, the quantity demand is mentioned, and in this y-axis, price of that commodity is mentioned. So the DED curve is considered or called as a demand curve. So the feature of the demand curve is always slowing downward from left to right. Okay, so when the price is 5, when the price of one commodity is 5, our quantity demanded is just 1 unit. Okay, for example, we can take the apple. If one price of the apple is 5 rupees, we want to get the apple, 1 unit of apple. Okay, or next day or within the next hour, if the apple price is reduced from 5 to 4, then we will get the decide to purchasing the 2 unit of apple, because the price of the apple is reduced, so we can have the more purchasing power, and we will get the decide to consuming 1 more unit of apple. Okay, so whenever the price of the apple is reduced, so our purchasing power will be increased, and we will get the decide to increasing the quantity demand of the apple. Okay, and the DD, the demand curve is always sloping downwards on the basis of demand. So whenever the price is increased, so the demand also whenever it decrease. Okay, so whenever the price is reduced, so the quantity demanded will be increased. So we must know about the downward sloping of the demand curve. So the demand curve always sloping downward from left to right. Do you know on which basis the demand curve is sloping downward from left to right mean? So on the basis of marginal utility. Okay, so now here we must know about the difference between the price and the quantity demanded. Okay, when the price is reduced, so the quantity demanded of one commodity is increased. Okay, so when the price is increased, the quantity demanded is decreased. Okay, so the price is always depending upon the demand, and the demand is also will be depending upon the price. Okay, so if one factor is increased, other factor will be decreased. Okay, so there is a inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded. Okay students, next we will study the determinants of demand. Okay, we have studying, so the demand is increased on the basis of something. Okay, but what are the factors are influence the demand, or what are the factors will be determined the demand for one commodity? First one, changes in taste and fashions, taste and preference of the consumers. Normally the taste, first if you are taking the taste, the ice cream, for example, the taste for the ice cream is now one method, one taste, one different taste. So you will consuming some amount of the commodities. Suppose if the taste is increased, you will get. Otherwise on the basis of fashions. So the demand for some goods and services is very susceptible to change in taste and fashions. Normally, once upon a time, so many of the males are using or wearing the dhotis and shirts, and some of the females were using to wear the davanis. So, but now on the basis of the development of fashion of the world, the modern world, so the demand for that commodities also increased. So the arrival of the jeans band or different kinds of the clothes also introduced by the textile industries. Now the demand for dhotis has reduced and the demand for the jeans band is increased. Now changes in the weather. Some of the weather conditions also will be determined the demand for one commodity. And as usually dry summer results in an increase in the demand for cool drinks. Okay, as I told already. So normally the people will want to consuming the cool drinks in the summertime, and they will want to consuming the hot drinks in the rainy time. Okay, so the weather conditions and some of the demand for some commodities, for example umbrella. So the demand for umbrella will be increased in the rainy seasons. Okay, so like that the stationery item also will be increased in the June and July month time. Okay, so on the basis of the weather conditions also some type of the demand for one commodities will be changed. And taxation and subsidy. How the taxation and subsidy will determine the demand mean? If fresh taxes are levied, the existing rates of taxation on commodities are increased, their prices go up. So normally if the producers are producing some of the commodities by paying the normal amount of tax, and if it is going like that, if the governments are imposing the new types of tax, or if some of the increment or if some of the existing tax level are increasing, the producers want to get the profit in the way of increasing the price of that commodities. Because on the basis of increasing the price of that commodity, so the price will be increased. because on the basis of price the demand will be decrease. Okay, and some of the subsidies will bring down the prices, therefore taxes reduce demand and subsidies raise demand. Because on the basis of subsidies provided by the government, so the producers will reduce the price of that commodity. Okay, if the price of that commodity is reduced, what will happen? Automatically the demand will be increased. Okay, the taxation and the subsidies provided by the government is also will be determined the demand for one commodity. Next, changes in expectations. So our consumers' expectations. The expectations also bring about a change in demand. The expectation of rise in future result in increase the demand. So normally we know, or all the persons are having some of the idea about the future expectations. Suppose if you are thinking, if you are predicting in the price of commodity for one commodity will be increased in future on the basis of some festival, so we will increasing the demand, we will increasing our purchasing of commodities, the demand for one commodities will be increased. Normally the festival, the Deepavali or Pongal or the Christmas time, so the demand for commodities, demand for cloth always will be in higher. Okay, but before that also the demand or the clothes will be increased because of the predictions of the consumers about the future's expectations. Next is changes in savings. The changes in savings also will be determined the demand of commodity. Now the consumer or the peoples are having the small amount in their savings, they will consuming less on the basis of their savings. Suddenly if their savings are increased from existing level, so they have the more purchasing power. Okay, so they will consuming more commodity on the basis of their savings, so the demand also will be increased, right? Okay students, today I think it's enough. So today we have studied the law of demand and some just 5 points in determinants of demand. Then some remaining point we will study on tomorrow. And just to take the today's study portion, take the law of demand as a today's study portions. Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask me.